Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to part 29 of my Zero Escape Zero Time Dilemma playthrough, and it looks like this might actually be the final part too. So before I start, let me just say thank you very much to everyone out there that's been watching and enjoying the playthrough. It's been a blast. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I love it so much. I'm loving every moment of it. And yeah, it's been great, and I'm so happy it actually came out. And I would like to thank Spike Chunsoft once again for providing me a copy with this game for PC. I'm still getting my watch bundle, hopefully, whenever it comes. Yeah, I can't wait to get back into the series again in the future and play it all again and go, ooh, whoa, this connects to this now. I remember this and this because it's been a little while since I played VLR and 999 actually. I played 999 more recently because it was on iPad and I did the story thing, so the novel version, which by the way is good if you just want to get the story. You don't need to do the puzzle stuff. So anyway, yeah, here we go. Yeah, thank you for watching. I guess before I do that, should I do the one where we just explode and that's it? Or should I actually go and finish this game first? No, we should probably do this first, right? Because this is probably just going to... Everybody explodes and that's it, most likely. Right? That'll probably be the last game over thing we can get. So let's do that. See what happens here. Sacrificing blah blah blah. Okay. I mean, we'll be sacrificing our older selves, but really, I don't really feel bad about that because we'll still be alive in some way. We'll be alive with more knowledge about everything that's going on. Everybody's like, yeah. Oh, a happy family. And gone. Game over. Well, that was the last time I think we're going to be getting a game over. So, completed. Oh, look at all these achievements. D team subject report, Q team subject report, C team subject report. So that means I did everything for each of them, I guess. Let's go back to here because that save was only made just in case because the game looked like it was about to fuck off. Alright. Oh, look. There it is. But before I do that, let's see this flowchart one last time. Look at this. It's all done. Everything's done. Here we go. The true ending. Let's go back to team select. Who should we start this with? Doesn't matter. Really doesn't. My favorite team, I like... Yeah, that's good. Let's just do C team. It's not really my favorite team, but whatever. It really doesn't matter. Let's go. Here we go. Final thing. Here's the ending, pretty much. Payoff, too. If you hear noise in the background, it's 4th of July, so there's fireworks going on. Well, it's close to. Alright. Desert.
Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Neither can I.
It somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but...
Huh. Someone?
What kind of bet?
Coin toss.
Did we all forget what happened?
It's gonna suck for you.
Could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
Oh, yeah. He can't shift. Wait, can he shift? I guess so. I guess he... Alright. C team. Q team. And D team. Well, look at that family. Look at that one happy family. One fucked up family. They're gonna live a weird life.
Did we do it?
We're not wearing the bracelets, so I don't know the time. But
Judging by the position of the sun, it's probably noonish.
And the date?
How would I know?
12/31/2028.
Hey, Mira. Eric. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
I definitely remember you.
Then we really did.
Must have worked.
Life is unfair. Don't you think?
You bastard.
17 years ago, a snail traveled down a narrow path in the park. If that snail hadn't been there, perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life than you did. Just one small snail, and everyone's lives, even the world, changed.
So, what's the big deal?
Ugh, would you just quit talking nonsense?
I'm so glad you were safe.
Of course we were. You all have shifted in from another history.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
And what exactly will that accomplish?
Isn't it obvious? We're throwing you in the slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone.
Yeah, there's nobody dead.
Specifically, in this history, not a single person has died. I strongly doubt the police would listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift. The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind hacked you. In effect, the me you know is a different person than the one before you. Can I be charged for killing someone in another history? If so, then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
What about conspiracy to commit?
Yeah. I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks all over the shelter.
Unfortunately, I have removed them all. You've slept for quite a while. Nothing is left in the shelter. No transporter, no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite. Why? Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died.
Not even 6 billion?
Vi and I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6. There is only a bright future ahead for all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
Well, you're the one who would have made the Radical 6 outbreak even happen.
According to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
A religious fanatic, a terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story. You said you released Radical 6 so that you could kill that person.
The me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Hey, where's that happy future you mentioned?
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Vi?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive. But yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose a future where humanity goes extinct. Over 6 billion dead.
No, you're wrong, Delta. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Mira,
Don't put her in there.
You're right.
Rip people's fucking hearts
The
out.
future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Teamwork.
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
What's so funny?
Just that.
What the hell do you mean?
I'm sure I told you in another history that my motives are complex. Imagine, what if none of you had experienced the events that occurred in the shelter? You're so determined now to change the future. One of the goals of all of this was to get you into that frame of mind. It's all going according to plan, without a single casualty. I created a future where mankind will be saved. Does that upset you? Are you angry that your life was played with? Very well. I will give all of you one last choice. With that gun there, you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to leave. I promise I won't use mind hacking on you. You are free to decide. Which shall it be? Pull the trigger or let me go. The fates of you, me, and mankind are all on the line. This is the decision game.
The final wait, the other one was the final decision. Oh, okay. It's gonna end there. Oh, it ended there. Is that really it? Nah, there's probably way more. Oh, all right. So there's still a threat of humanity being erased. Actually, it's even worse now because before 2 billion would have been saved, or somewhere around that. I'm sure. I'm sure it's not exactly 75%. That means each person has 75% chance of living. There's a lot of stuff to think about in this, but yeah. That was that ending. I'm sure there's something else, though. Interesting that it ended with Carlos pointing the gun, too. That makes it seem like maybe he's, like, really the main one of these characters. Maybe not, also. Alright, I'm going to skip this. Great acting from pretty much everybody for the most part. Oh, I can't skip this. Alright. This one I can't skip. DC Douglas, that's the guy that voiced Zero. He also voices Wesker from Resident Evil. You can kind of tell with the old man voice he does. Oh man, this game was incredible. So, I mean, first of all, it's so well written. It's so well written. The characters are so likable for the most part. Even if Eric, I don't really care for. I could see some people maybe having a problem with this ending if there's nothing after this. I do I mean, everybody's gonna live their life and do what they can and team up and whatever and try to fight this thing. But I could see people being upset that that's it and we're not gonna know exactly what's gonna happen later. But I am completely happy to see that everything is really tied up, and there's all these alternate histories where, of course, in VLR we have the alternate history where Sigma loses his arms and stuff and his eye, and Phi has the Radical Six. Where did the Radical Six even come from? Did Zero make it, or did Delta make it? Yeah, so I think this is actually the ending. I think this is pretty much it. Even though I'm pretty sure, no, I think VLR and even VLR and 999 had a scene at the end of the credits, so I'm sure there's something else. But if this is really the final one, that was a fantastic way to end it, and great stuff, man. Fantastic. I love every second of this, and I'm actually really. You ever get that thing at the end of it, like a TV show or a movie series like Harry Potter or something like that, a long-running thing, or even a video game series like this where it's just over and you're just like, well, what do I do now? Guess I'll just kill myself. Like, what else am I gonna do? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is I mean, I guess I have the Phoenix Wright game still, but even those, like Phoenix Wright I love, and that's very similar to this because it's a very visual novel-esque, and you have to like. The escape rooms in this are very similar to Phoenix Wright in a way. Where you have to find all of the clues and stuff, and you have to implement them. It's very similar in a way. Except Phoenix Wright is definitely not as violent and and dark as this. But I guess I still have Phoenix Wright. But this game, it just filled a void in gaming that this game series has filled a void in gaming that has been there for me for so long. And when 999 came out, I just bought it off a whim. I heard it was really good. At that point, like the scores were like 9 out of 10s. There was only like 5 of them, but there was a bunch of 9 and even a couple 10s. I was like, this is incredible. I can't wait. That's why I bought Phoenix Wright. When I bought Phoenix Wright, it was just off a whim. A couple reviews said it was great. It had a premise I liked when I was a kid, and I bought it. And same thing with 999. And I loved it. And I bought VLR immediately. Played through that in a week, and I bought. I did buy this. I didn't get the copy yet, but I did get a review copy. Thank you again, Chunsoft, Spike Chunsoft. And I played through this in a week, pretty much a little over a week. I got it like Friday, so 9 days, but whatever. Spike Chunsoft. I'm so glad it got made. I would have been so upset if VLR was that it. Yep, it was that. It's thanks to the support of our fans that this project was completed. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Zero Escape staff. Anything else? That might be it. Oh, the final decision. There you go. That's the end. The final decision. Shifter achievement unlocked. Coincide. All sections cleared. I guess that's it. Of course I'm going to check. Everything's completed here. Everything's completed here, and everything's completed here. But let's check the flowchart anyway. That's it. Yep. That is it. Terrific. I'm a little upset there's no scene at the end, but still terrific. A great way to end it. So many things to think of. How characters in past games relate to this one. I'm the only thing I have a problem with is that not really many of the characters, like Dio. What was all up with Dio? Wasn't Dio like a big part of like some? Oh, wasn't he a part of the? Maybe that was the one he. Who was Dio again? I know a lot of characters from VLR aren't going to be in this, but like like Clover and Alice. What was up with those two characters? Stuff like that. I'm sure it's explained somewhere throughout the series, like maybe like I'm just not remembering it, but yeah, there's just some characters I would like to see a little bit more closure on, but of course you're not gonna get everything. Yeah, that's it, I guess. There's nothing else to do. Let's see. Yeah, no, I think that's it. So less than 30 hours it took me. Some people it took like 20. Some people it took 40. I heard, because people were taking their sweet time. That's it. God, my life feels so empty now. So Sigma and Diana had Phi and Delta. Delta went on to become well, not evil. Well, yeah, I guess he was evil, but he was there to fix the world. I guess Junpei and Akane are, you know, a thing now. I guess that whole, like, he gave the ring to her was a thing. So, except that was in a different timeline, wasn't it? That was in the timeline for VLR, which explains in VLR why when she was an old woman she had the ring. So that even that was like explained, but I don't know why this circle. Look at the circle. It keeps like. It's like here now. It's been doing that the entire game. I don't know why I brought it up right now. But what else? Q was a robot. He was just a new character. So was Eric and Mira. So that team was, you know, just new characters, which, you know, I liked Q. I really liked Q. Mira was interesting, but then her character kept flip-flopping. Like, is she evil? Is she not? At the end, you don't really get a sense for if she's evil or not. I don't know. But I feel like... Is that really it? Like, let's go back real quick. I guess we have to go back to a part in the game. I want to look at all the files real quick. No. Apocalypse. Circle of Fate. Fine. Just go there. That's okay. I just need to go anywhere. It's not really a big deal. Okay. Oops. Alright, let's see. File. Oh, post payoff, look. Okay, so it's just going to tell us what happened. Post payoff. Okay, I guess we'll read this shit. Okay. Alright, Sean, Eric, and Mira. Alright, the other Phi. Okay. Baby Phi was indeed transported from 1904 to 2008, but a Phi also remained in 1904. Whatever happened to that Phi? Rumor is she became a brilliant scientist and worked at a research facility in the U.S. well into her hundreds. The facility was researching the transporter, and that's where the Phi from 1904 was sent. Okay, so that Phi was like 100 years old by the time, over 100 years old by the time Baby Phi showed up. And she took care of her, I guess? Okay, so old Phi took care of young Phi. The murder 17 years ago. 17 years ago, a young mother went jogging in the park. She reached a fork where she actually goes right. 17 years ago. Well, on this day, she decided to go left. Why? Because there was a snail on the path. No one knows why she avoided the snail. Was she afraid of them or felt a sense of danger from it? Whatever the case may be, the snail caused her to switch to the left path. As a result, she was killed by a girl. Mira. There's Mira. The suspect who was taken into custody, a Japanese man, was not the culprit. He was falsely convicted and executed, and his wife committed suicide in her grief. Oh, that's Akane. That's Akane's parents. The two left young children behind. The two left young... Oh, yeah. What was the name? Ao? Santa, pretty much. The two left young children behind, and, of course, Kane. The convicted man called a taxi before his arrest, but the taxi ended up picking up another fare instead. A brilliant surgeon. However, the car became involved in an accident, killing the surgeon as well as the young boy who was waiting for an operation by the surgeon. Okay, so that was Q. The convicted man called a taxi before his arrest, but the taxi ended up picking up another fare instead. A brilliant surgeon. However, the car became involved in an accident, killing the surgeon as well as the young boy who was waiting for. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was Q that got killed. If that snail hadn't been on the right path 17 years ago, what would have happened? Life is simply unfair, don't you think? Post-apocalypse. This must be Faith. Faith? Diana smiles weakly from the bed at Sigma's question. Don't you remember? You told me that yourself. Me? I never said that. Me? I never said it. If it really was me, then yes, the Sigma who was 67 inside. Diana shifts her frail hand closer to Sigma, and he gently grasps it between his own. The Sigma before her is not the one who was trapped in the shelter. It's the same body, but a different consciousness. On April 13, 2029, Sigma was at the headquarters of Crash Keys. His eye and his arms were placed where robotic ones. There, the young Sigma returns to his body from 45 years in the future and begins to carry out Akane's instructions. How many years has it been since you came here, Diana? A little over 3, I think. I followed you here in May 2029. A violent coughing fit takes over after she speaks. Sigma helps her sit up and softly pats her back until it subsides. Why didn't the medical pod work? I told you, it's fate. Diana's skin is deathly pale, but her eyes still shine with life, just like a child's. So she died from some disease. This is just in the VLR timeline, though, because she was in somewhere where there was the oxygen was thin or something like that, and she got some rare disease. I've always dreamt of coming here. Did you know that Diana is the name? Wait, did you know that Diana is the name of the goddess of the moon? I've wanted to do this ever since I was little, so I'm perfectly fine with dying here. What are you saying? I'm sorry, not Sigma. I've been able to spend the last 3 years living with you, Sigma. I have treasured every moment. Sigma lowers his head, expression pained. Please don't make that face. You don't need to be sad. In the year 2074, you will shift back to Christmas 2028, and the next day, old me will head to the decomp facility in the Nevada desert and meet you. Diana nods. Sigma closes his eyes and shakes his head. That's not it. I mean, I'm in love with the you. His declaration stops as Diana's lips close over his and a kiss, and the rest of his words are lost. After a moment, Diana murmurs, "It must be a wonderful future, the future where we found each other in 2028. Sigma holds on to her tightly. Aching, heartfelt sobs echo within a cold, silent world. That's sad. Alright, post-payoff for Carlos. I wish this was all animated, but I can read it. It's fine. The day is bright and clear. A girl in a white dress strolls along the beach, the wind tossing her long blonde hair playfully. I'm assuming that's his sister. Up until half a year ago, she had been confined to a bed. Carlos's eyes still tear up every time he sees her smile. Come on, Carlos. You don't always have to help me. That's the point of my rehab. Oh, you're right. Sorry, Maria. Carlos brushes her hair out of her face. Hold on. It's definitely not the summer sun that's making him act out of sorts. It's the fact that his sister is here standing before him. Maria grins up at him. What would Akane and Junpei say if they saw you being all fussy like this? Okay, so they're friends still. It's fine. They understand how important that you are to me. Both you and Junpei put your lives on the line. That was a different history, but going through that means we know how to treat reverie syndrome. Okay? Yeah, that's right. She said something about you can help that or whatever. I can't believe we have the ability to jump through space-time. I'm just glad you're able to control it now. It's all because Carlos met Akane and Junpei that Maria was able to recover. He wishes he could show them just how well she's doing. Oh, why? What happened to them? Oh, fuck, forgot a minute. You're thinking about them right now, aren't you, Carlos? What makes you say that? Because you're smiling. Carlos closes his eyes as his unconscious smile turns fond. They're just about your age. It kind of feels like I gained a brother and another sister. You are going to their wedding, aren't you? Ah, yeah, and you're coming with me. But there is something Carlos needs to do first. Back when the three of them parted ways, I'll be waiting to hear word from when you locate that terrorist. Carlos held his right hand out toward Akane and Junpei, and the other two grabbed onto it with their own. Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, and let me go back. I'm a little confused. You were going to their wedding, right? Aren't you? Yeah, and you're coming with me. But there is something Carlos needs to do first. Back when the three of them parted ways. Okay, this is when they're about to leave. I'll be waiting to hear word from you when you locate that terrorist. Carlos held his right hand out toward Akane and Junpei, and the other two grabbed onto it with their own. There was no way of knowing if Delta was telling the truth, but if he was, one fanatic would kill off all of humanity. Akane and Junpei vowed to find this person, and Carlos offered to help. He can still feel the strong bond between the three of them, their hands clasped together tightly. I suppose I better get used to talking more before the wedding, huh? Holding her hair out of her face, Maria reaches out to her brother, who takes her hand in his, and they continue walking down the beach. The same blue sky above them stretches over friends Carlos knows he can rely on. Alright, so here we go. Post for Akane and Junpei. Junpei sits upon a white sofa somewhere within the secret location of Crash Keys, twiddling a pen and sighing. What else should I say? Laying on the table in front of him is a half-written letter. Suddenly, Akane pops up behind him. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Jeez. What are you doing, Junpei? She playfully teases. I'm sorry. Reading a lot is hard. Gah! Junpei dives for the letter, but she snatches it from his fingers and begins reading. Let's see. Carlos, without you, Akane and I would have never gotten together. Thank you. Is this an invitation to the wedding? No, it's most definitely not. He makes a grab for the paper, but Akane quickly moves out of his reach. It's just a progress report, Junpei mutters. Okay, yeah, I mentioned the wedding, but the date hasn't been set yet. I made a promise to you and your brother we wouldn't get married until we've dealt with the fanatic. Akane's face flushes bright red. She hastily hides her face behind the letter and goes back to reading. I like nothing more than to get the approval and blessing of our old friends, and those of you we met 6 months ago. Eyes wide, Akane glances up at Junpei. He avoids her gaze, awkwardly scratching the back of his head. Okay. You know, there's a history where I keep searching for you. Even after I'm old and craggly, it still exists out there somewhere. And when I think of that, a sharp pain jolts through Junpei's face. Akane is pinching his cheek. Ow, that hurts. What are you doing? To prove to you that this isn't a dream, Akane giggles. You still can't believe we're together like this. Junpei shakes his head. You've changed a lot, Junpei. A half a year ago, you were never this honest. It's like, how do I want to describe it? Like a dream? Huh? Junpei leans in and quickly pinches Akane. Oh, now you've done it. She darts forward and goes after Junpei with both hands, getting in a pinch wherever she can, and Junpei does the same. Once they start laughing, it's very hard to stop, and they keep going until they're out of breath. I guess this is all thanks to Carlos, too. That's why I'm writing that thank you letter. On Akane's left hand, a ring glitters on her ring finger. Okay, I guess he moved it off the right hand and put it on the left. All right, well, there you go. Akane and Junpei get married. Cute. Yeah, and Carlos gets to be with his sister. All right, so it looks like... Is there no Sigma and whatever? Hold on. A robot's name, where the air ducts go. All right, we'll read those after. Do we not get any Sigma and stuff? I guess we got a lot of Sigma stuff there. But I really want to know what's going to happen after that. What's Sigma? Like, Phi. It's getting real awkward. But, alright, Sean, Eric, and Mira. Hey, Mira, how are you feeling? Are you lonely? Come on, Eric. You visited last week. Eric smiles wryly and reaches out to Mira with his left hand. Mira does the same, and their hands with matching silver rings align on either side of the plexiglass. I'm sorry, the way that looked made it look weird. Plexiglass window. I brought a new guest to see you today. Eric shifts to the side, and a head pops into view. Oh, plexiglass window. She's in jail. Okay. I had to think about it, like, why is she? Oh, okay. She's in jail and this is visiting hours. Hey, Mira, long time no see. It's Sean, right? Yep, I'm happy you remembered. Behind Mira, the sun is shining through an iron-barred window, lighting up the visitor room. It's been a long time, Sean. It's good to see you. The smile that appears on her face is real. Mira no longer needs to plaster a fake one. When I heard you turned yourself in, I was really surprised. Eric was the one who convinced me. He said I should pay for my sins so we could be together. So that's why he got married in jail. Eric ducks his head shyly. Are you sure you're okay with this, Mira? Asks. He looks at her in confusion. Don't you regret marrying me? I did carve your heart out in our history. Isn't that what you said, Sean? Yeah, you did. Eric looks Mira straight in the eye. I've already told you this a bunch of times. I forgive you, no matter what happens. Besides, you haven't killed me in this history yet, right? Yet. Mira's lips twist wryly. But the Heart Rippers killed people already. So many. Sean, stop it. Eric turns angrily on Sean, and Mira's face falls into a frown, but Sean continues speaking. You turned yourself in, Mira, but that doesn't mean you've paid for all the crimes you did. I doubt the family and friends that were left behind would forgive you even if you were put on death row. There's no way you can clear your sins right now. Mira grits her teeth. But there is a way to clear them. Well, not what you've already done, technically. You'll have to pay for those your whole life. That will never change, but maybe you can in another universe. Oh. Shift into another world where... Whatever. Suddenly, Sean's fist crashes against the plexiglass window. Ah! Mira jumps backward while Eric is frozen in shock. What are you... Eric can't even finish speaking before Sean moves. Jumping through the broken window, he kicks the outside wall of the visitor room, causing it to crumble and reveal a giant hole. An alarm immediately starts blaring and police officers rush into the room. But Sean darts forward and takes them all down in a blink of an eye. He holds his hand out to Mira. Let's go. Go where? I know where the transporter is being stored. You're saying we should go change history? But if you do that, you're going to fuck something up. Don't do it. Don't. All those people can stay dead. Eric's mom most likely could stay dead. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's Eric's mom, right? Or wait, no, Mira killed... Yeah, that woman. They didn't say which woman it was that got killed, right? And then the person that got put blame on was Akane's father, which made her mom kill herself. But whatever. So I think that's Eric's mom. You're saying we should go change history? Eric finally stutters. Sean nods. To stop young Mira from committing murder, Mira, I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can clear your sins. Mira stares out through the hole in the wall at the horizon extending beyond. Or maybe she does teleport, and she's the one who gets stabbed. And she's like, you just keep smiling, baby. Alright, well, there you go. Let's see what these are. Where the air ducts go. Wards C, Q, and D being in the same space means the air ducts in the prep room and the lounge don't lead to other wards. Inside is simply a small space for Gab where he often rests on a rug. A robot's name. The robot with a round helmet on his head is named Sean. He has never been called anything other than that by those in the underground shelter. So nothing... Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. Active time. Active... Oh, it just tells you when they were active. Okay, we don't... I get it. This is just the timeline. If you want to look at it, go ahead. C-Team was awake at that time, and I get it. Quantum computer. Computers function by storing data as ones and zeros in a binary number format. Quantum computers store data as ones, zeros, and a superposition of both. This allows them to run multiple computations simultaneously by performing them not only in our universe, but other universes as well. Multiverse in the single path one. Video game structure can help explain. Protagonist P travels down a road until he reaches a three-way fork. You, the player, choose the left path, and P ends up abducted by terrorists and holed up in an underground cell forever. You try a second time by selecting the right path. You avoid the terrorists, but P is hit by a truck and permanently handicapped. Getting annoyed, you decide and go back to choose the last route, straight down the middle. P comes across a man attacking a girl from an affluent family and fights him off. The girl and P fall in love, get married, and live together happily. By this point, the game is mostly over. It is this ending that is considered the best ending. But is it really? Taking the multiverse theory into consideration, the P who chose the left path, LP, must think, why am I not the P who chose the center path and instead stuck in the cell? But if there is only one world, then LP's history disappears once P chooses the center path. Some of you may be thinking, then why isn't it just a straight road? But it's not that simple. What about what happens with the P who picked the right path? He gets into an accident, but after extensive rehab wins a gold medal at the Paralympics. He marries a beautiful wife, has several children, and by the time he's old, there are many grandchildren too. So consider again, if the world is one single path, what about our P's life? Where did his glory go? What about his happiness with his family? If the only one who remains is CP with his rich wife, is that a true happy end? So it's pretty much saying, you picked the one where we all took over our bodies when the coin flipped and got it right, huh? Yeah, well, that's if one of them became a doctor and saved the world. You fucking piece of shit. I just want who's the writer again? I can't remember his name, but I just want him to be like, yeah, you fucking piece of shit. Okay, this one. Both love and luck help the bold. Gab letter. Search the family portrait. Anagram. Who said the anagram, though? I forgot. Did we already know that? I'm a little upset we don't get any post-payoff for Sigma and... Yeah. Let me see. Any quest things here? A couple of question mark ones. Ooh. Does that mean I didn't... Uh-oh. There's another mystery in the game somewhere. I might have to look that up, because I'd have to go through an entire game just to find out where it is. Reading that, I think that's it. I think that's it. We got some payoff. Well, mostly payoff, you know. I mean, we didn't get any Sigma, and I mean, we kind of did, I guess, you know. It looked like they were going to be family, I guess, but like the whole thing with Phi and Sigma, they're the two main characters of VLR, so I was hoping they would get some payoff too at the end. Maybe they do. Maybe I have to do something. Maybe there's a whole thing. Hold on, let's switch real quick. Maybe there's some secret here. I don't know. Doesn't look like it to me. But this might actually be fun to go through each timeline as it is. Like go through this one that leads to this one and whatever. But anyway, that was it. That was my Zero Time Dilemma playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it. Well, let's go to status. What does status mean? I forgot. Oh, okay. In this part, these people are alive. I like how they have the portrait pictures. So yeah, that was it. I really hope you enjoyed that playthrough. I'm not completely sure, but maybe when 999 and Virtue's Last Reward get ported, maybe I'll do a playthrough for those two. I've already played those many times. Well, VLR I only played once, but 999 I've actually played maybe like 3 or 4 times. If you count the novel version. But yeah, no. Maybe in the future if there is some demand or anything. I'm sure there's tons of playthroughs out there for that. But I mean, I enjoyed this playthrough. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. I don't usually normally do playthroughs. So anyway, there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for sticking by and watching it. And yeah, I'm going to look up and see if there's any mysteries here. And if there are any mysteries I can actually get myself, maybe I'll do an extra part. But until then, that was Zero Time Dilemma. I'm really sad to see it done. The trilogy is over. But it all wrapped up pretty freaking good. It's one of the best trilogies in gaming ever, in my opinion. One that really does wrap all these characters up in a nice little bow. Even the Sigma and all those. Like, they do. I just would have liked to see more about what they do in the future. But they didn't wrap it up. So there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. And until next time, I love you. Mwah. You're great. You're all great. Thank you. And for the last time for this playthrough, for now,